Don't act like Young Thug's not
Man,
talented.
I think he went
We're not
off
gonna
like a
sit up
couple
here-
weeks ago and was like,
He snapped. He's like,
all y'all
I give
said
birth to all y'all.
He was like, yeah, now all y'all guys should know clutches. Now all y'all trying to do crazy hair and all these belts and tight ass pants, and y'all were
A$AP
saying I was
Rocky
gay
would
doing that.
A$AP Rocky will probably be like, nah, homie. But then Young Thug
Hold my
would be
beer.
like, you didn't take it as far as I did.
It's true.
Sit down.
It's true. Just like
Don't
Young
make me a
Thug took
sandwich.
Future farther. Future and Lil Wayne farther. He's like the fusion of them.
We gotta talk about.
He's like
Future.
literally the fusion of them.
Is Future
Wow.
like close to getting like? Because everybody has that myth like Future doesn't do any drugs at all. You can't put out as much great music as he does and then do all the drugs he says he does. I'm like, is he about to get the Drake treatment where we just assume Drake has a ghostwriter? We're just gonna assume that Future's lying about all the shit he's going through, even though he's actually being really honest. Is it one of those?
Nah,
You kinda
man.
alluded to it.
You don't drop an album on your ex's anniversary, and then she responds with her own diss track. Like,
Yeah, she had the glow up, level up with that video. She's dope.
all right,
If
but
y'all
we
saying-
got on a tangent.
Okay, no, 1 second. All
We
y'all
got
saying
tangent.
Beyonce can outdance Sierra, your mothers were crack babies. I hate you.
All right, man.
Sierra would dance Beyonce into a coma.
We're on a tangent right now.
All right.
So let's get off of it. The soundtrack, I already said, is a turnover, but there's definitely some hits on there. The Big Sean, the Slim Jimmy, the Denzel Curry. Those are some of my favorite rappers. So,
You know
of course,
what?
I'm biased.
I say it's a touchdown. I mean, yeah, there's not rock songs on here, but this is like probably the most hip hop Madden playlist ever. This is probably bigger than the 2K playlist. Because let's really look at all the different variations of people on this list. You got Anderson .Paak, A$AP Ferg, A$AP Rocky, J-Rock, Kamaya, Schoolboy Q. You got like a little bit of everything. You got TDE. You got Dr. Dre, and I'm forgetting what he after not Aftermath, but whatever.
All
You
right,
got
man.
good
We
music.
get it.
You
You're
got
on
young
it.
cats like YG, T Grizzly, like you got Young M.A., you got Young Thug. Like this soundtrack perfectly embodies what I think a lot of the kids are listening to who want Madden. I think for us, you don't like some of these songs because honestly, we're generation out when it comes to Madden.
That's
to an
true.
extent,
I mean, they're making it for the kids.
we're over 25.
Yeah.
So music that hits them and they live with it and they're living and breathing and changing with it. I remember when Lupe Fiasco's music dropped on Madden and I was like, bro, Lupe is one of the top 5 greatest MCs of all time. Y'all still lyrically disrespecting him and I don't like it. And I still don't like it personally. So it's like, and then I remember listening to Franz Ferdinand, Green Day, Mooney Suzuki. Like, I'm just, Alive and Amplified was my shit. It still is. It's just
We get it.
like for
You
this
like the
Madden-
album.
No, like I'm at a point where I can just step back.
You know the playlist is on Spotify, right? So you can actually listen to it.
Yeah, I know. And most of those songs I've heard of them. But I think it's just Madden for musical content. They're finally admitting, okay, yeah, we're
I still think 2K's track list is better.
all right, we might have to do a mashup one day. 2K. We might have to get Courtside involved.
Yep. All right, man. So, like we talked about earlier, training camp starting this week. It's way too early to make our predictions, but we already did. So, before we close out and get to our rants, why don't you go ahead and tell me something you're excited for about training camp? Because we are 2 weeks away from football, and we've been doing this podcast largely about off-season topics and last season. So, what are you excited about with the official unveil of the new season? What's a question you want answered in the next coming weeks from the media and just players in general? And yeah, what is something you don't have hopes for is probably going to disappoint you?
All right. So the first one, run that by me again.
What are you excited about the new football season being here? 2 weeks away, training camp starting. What are you excited about? It's finally here.
I'm excited about these rookies coming into camp on their own terms. Roquan Smith still hasn't signed yet. Sam Darnold hasn't signed yet. Baker Mayfield just signed. He only got like I think $21 million guaranteed out of a $32 million contract for 4 years with a 5th-year option. Saquon Barkley got 4 years with a 5th-year option. $31 million fully guaranteed. That's a record for like a rookie running back, possibly. And I feel like with a rookie, with this guy coming in with this contract, gonna make all this money, gonna be one of the highest paid running backs in the league, and let's say he's great out the gate, the rebirth of the running back and respect for that position is gonna show a lot this training camp and this season. Like people are gonna have to respect running backs again. I think, and that's what I'm most excited for.
I think I'm most excited to just go to a game this year. Like I didn't get to go to a game. I didn't get to go to a Raider game last year. I went to a Rams game last year. I know, boo me. I'm the worst human being. But this year, I'm really hoping to go to a Raider game, so I'm just really excited for that. And honestly, outside of that, I want to see a lot of the comeback stories this year between Odell Beckham, between J.J. Watt, Aaron Rodgers. There's going to be a lot of people that are healthy again. I'm interested to see that. And also Lamar Jackson, man. I just really want him to succeed. And I don't know if he can in Baltimore. I think it's going to be a crapshoot. But I really want to see how that kind of unfolds. Next thing I had for you was, what's a question you have that you want or need answered over the next couple of weeks of training camp headed into the regular season?
I need it answered. Are these teams really serious about paying their best players? I really need to see if Le'Veon Bell is going to get paid. Because I feel like this is a fundamental struggle between a generational talent for them and the way they do business and negotiate. So I'm interested to see him not showing up until week 1. I'm interested to see how that affects the Steelers team and how they, as an organization, negotiate.
I want to see one. Obviously, I want to see how the Gruden Raiders look. I have a lot of questions about Gruden being back. Basically, a 540 winning percentage guy. So let's not overhype him, despite the nostalgic vibes that he gives us. That's one. And two, man, this whole national anthem thing, it just keeps coming up. We had Jarrell Casey saying he's still going to protest. We had Jerry Jones talking about doubling down on his suspensions for players and making them actually go out and stand for the national anthem no matter what.
He's saying it's mandatory. That's like a total violation of your several amendment rights. But he said it, and he's definitely doubling down on it.
It's exhausting for us to talk about it because we've been talking about it since the inception of this podcast and really almost every single week. And
the power dynamic of ownership and players, and
it's getting really old, and the NFL just needs to solve it, and they just need to let the players do what they want to do because they're the players and they're the labor, man. Like, this is only a dying issue because you let it be, because you want to put your foot down and show your power so bad. But really, the NFLPA already just sunned you too by getting you to lift the policy. You just showed how weak you are, and now Jerry Jones is just showing how much more divisive this whole power dynamic is. And honestly, I'm just exhausted of it, but I still have questions, and they need to be answered, and they will be answered. Last one. What's something you have no hopes for that you expect to totally and completely disappoint you?
I have no hopes for any progress or positive reinforcement of all that money that the owners are supposed to be giving to these players to
Here comes the cynic.
help, I guess, not just race relations, but like community relations, I guess. That's what they want to call it. I really think it's going to become an issue, especially with this anthem thing. And it's lighting a fire, and it's going to turn into, honestly, I think, a snake eating its tail. And I think the same way these owners are going to decide to pull their money out of things, and why they're doing it is the same reason why the NCAA can't admit or can't say, yes, you D1 athletes are considered, or you should be allowed to get paid. You can't. You're not an amateur athlete.
Okay, some things I think are going to disappoint me. We talked about it again on the car ride. Cleveland Browns, man. I look at their roster and they have a lot of talent. They can surprise a lot of people. They have a lot of depth. They have a balance of veteran and young players. Tons of athleticism, raw ability.
Hunger.
But they're the Browns. And as much as I want to be like, oh, hot take, the Browns are going to be 8-8. Like, come on. Like, really, that's a hot take. That's how bad they were. And they have been the past 2 seasons. Ultimately, I also think the XFL is going to disappoint me. But I have so little expectations. It's going to be upsetting how much they disappoint me. Because, like, I really have no expectations. I just think it's going to be that much of a train wreck that I have zero hopes for it. Hopefully it'll pay some people I know who are still trying to play football and all the amateurs out there who still want to play the game because, man, if you're going to live your dream, who am I to tell you not to? I might tune in. I might try to watch it once in a while. All right, KB, let's take it out. Go ahead and give us your unnecessary toughness rant. And if you got a Bus Stop Chronicles, go ahead and share that too.
Bet.
Speaking to the mic.
I want to touch on something I saw. Steven Jackson, one of my new favorite people in life, already in life, but in media, he called out Michael Irvin on his Instagram, and I think Chris Carter, about them judging T.O. and talking down about Kaepernick and certain things. And he said pretty much, he's like, I'm really trying to figure out what side you on. Because every time I turn around, you saying and doing something slick. And you're not looking real honorable in the light. So I'm liking that Steven Jackson is almost like the Joe Budden of the basketball world. Basketball analysis. I'm liking it. I'm liking that he's calling people out. He's like, I respect you. And when he was talking, I remember when he went in on his Instagram on Michael Irvin. He was like, dog, let's keep it honest. T.O.'s better than you. He scored way more touchdowns than you did. Had way more yards than you did. Was way better than you. Like, and you hating on this man. And you play both sides of the fence every time you on TV talking out both sides of your mouth. I'm trying to figure out what side you on. On some real G shit. He checked them, and I was glad to see that. And in the case of the Bus Stop Chronicles this week, didn't really see anything. I didn't really see anything too crazy. Thankfully, I didn't have many night shifts, but I had a crazy ass Uber situation.
Uber Chronicles.
This is Uber. I'll come up with a better name, but this is Uber Chronicle. Whatever. That was whack.
Hurry up.
But anyway, dude was like from Eastern Europe. We're talking about like life in general and the youth and this, that, and the third. And he just starts going super conservative, talking about how the media is this and that. And in my head, I'm just like, dog, I just want to sit here and just listen to my playlist. Could you stop talking? I gave him 5 stars anyway, though, because I'm a nice guy. I'm done, though, because Pete won't let me shine.
All right, man. Well, we have a hard stop tonight since it is a pre-record. And, well, we've been pretty scatterbrained today. That's a large part due to me. Shout out to KB. Shout out to my friend Thomas for helping me move today. Took a little bit of time away from the office today because I got a big event tomorrow. Looking forward to that. It's good to get a move in. It's good to change your scenery. It's good to change your mindset. Restart. Work on yourself. Put yourself in a better situation. If you don't like where you're at, mix it up. Make a change. Don't be afraid. All the other Motivational Monday and stuff you can read from Forbes contributors. You know what it is, but try it, live it. That's what I'm trying to do. And honestly, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. So things are stabling, and I feel like I'm on the verge of a breakthrough. Hopefully, this podcast is too. So That's Touchdowns and Tangents.